Coming up, renewables, UBI, and a news story so positive that for a second I thought I died and I was just making up the reality I wanted. Just a full Jacob's ladder. Welcome to Total Nileation, your existential halftime, bringing you the news that others will not, because good news does not sell dish soap or ad space, is where I'm going with that. I am Niall Seguin, aka Optimus Prime. Welcome to the treehouse. Please pull up a high chair, have some porridge and pablum, and don't be afraid. You will not be kink shamed here, regardless of the size of your diaper. Is that what happened in tree houses? Again, totally missed it out. Totally missed out on it on my childhood. In my childhood, I should say. Guys, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I am going to be a little more frazzled than normal, which are you even going to be able to tell? Are you even going to be able to tell just because of my default being so frazzled? But because is my point, is where I'm going with this. I am expecting a delivery right now. They did tell me that I have time. So I am taking them at their word. I'm doing a quick little record. And then hopefully it'll all come together. We're expecting a new bed, a new mattress. Because here's the thing that it took us a long time to figure out. We're like, me specifically, I was like, oh man, I need sleep supplements. There's something with my sleep hygiene that I'm doing wrong. And then, my hips are so tight. Like there's something I'm doing this stretch, I'm doing yoga, and nothing seems to be working. And then, I can't even remember who suggested it, but it was like, my girlfriend started waking up with like consistent pain, like neck pain, back pain. And then it was like, wait, maybe it's the mattress. Maybe the call is coming from inside the house. Maybe it is not a great idea to sleep on a mattress that you got from a box 7 years ago. So we are getting a new mattress, and I'm pretty stoked. Honestly, I should have realized that sooner, because there'll be times where like I'll go out for road gigs or whatever, and in a hotel, sleep like a baby, wake up, no aches. Yeah. The more I'm speaking it out, I'm a little embarrassed that it took us this long, but we got there. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing right now. I don't know what else to update you with. I'm feeding wasps, guys. I know it's a weird segue. That wasn't even a segue. That was just a term. I bring this up because I'm looking right now at my balcony. Here's the thing, like around August, the wasp queen dies or some shit. I don't know what happens, but basically starting in August, all of the wasps are just homeless and foodless, and they start dying off. And I fucking hate that. It drives me nuts. Nature is violent and gross. You can at me if you want. I stand by that. And so basically I just get I'll buy like a jar of really cheap, raspberry jam, and I'll get like various detritus, that I will just smear with that jam, and leave out on the balcony. And then they come out and have a little brunch and lunch and dinner throughout the day. And I guess I buy them a few more days, and it's nice. It's nice to look at them. Had 16 out on the balcony today. That's a new record, by the way. I highly recommend if you want to feel like you're nurturing something. But if you hate wasps, don't. This is very rambly. And again, I'm just playing with fire. I am playing with fire because I feel as though doing this is going to summon the delivery, right? Like they were like, the window was 12 to 3 before, but now that I'm recording a podcast, we've had 17 cancellations and you're up right now. I don't know. But guys, we're just going to get to it. I hope your week is going well. I would like to take a moment to appreciate some other good news. It won't be, it's not in my favorite good news stories. It's not a proper segment, but the ceasefire in Gaza, guys, can we take a moment to just appreciate that? Because I just find you know what, I'm not going to go into the weeds, but there's a lot of people who just don't take time to appreciate any kind of progress. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can still be like, wow, there's way fewer people dying today. That's nice. It's not perfect. There's definitely a lot of shit that needs to be resolved, but the thing that we were fucking really stressed out about yesterday is no longer occurring. Can we maybe take a second to just appreciate that? Hot take. Hot take. Guys, optimism is the new punk rock. And I never liked punk rock. I don't want to be punk rock, but maybe I am. I don't know. Did I steal that from a Superman movie? Maybe. But it didn't occur to me until I was speaking it out loud. I was like, oh yeah, that's from that fucking Superman movie. It was okay. It was all right. He had a lot of stuff to do. He's setting up a whole DC universe. So, okay. This is the opposite of fast. This is way longer. This is going way slower. I'm just going to go now. We're going to get into the stories. Are you ready? Here they are. Here now for you, the top 7. Sorry, I was short this week. Favorite good news stories from our home office in Finger, Manitoba. Number 7. In an historic and defining shift, renewable energy sources, primarily solar and wind, have officially surpassed coal to become the world's largest source of electricity in the first half of 2025. This has led many to call coal the Robert F. Kennedy of energy. It's dirty, useless, and makes miners sick at an alarming rate. This major milestone was driven by the unprecedented growth of solar power, which grew by a record 31% and alone covered 83% of the world's growing electricity demand. This success confirms that clean power is now growing fast enough to meet the world's energy appetite, marking a crucial turning point in the global move away from fossil fuels. This also makes coal the biggest loser Trump has backed since name a fucking policy. While global energy demand continues to rise, the overall trend is clear and optimistic. Solar and wind are no longer marginal technologies. They are now the primary drivers of the global power system, promising a future of cleaner, more affordable, and reliable electricity for communities around the world. There is some concern that once renewable energy becomes the primary source of energy across the world, that stroke numbers in elderly people will spike as they lose their minds because the kids just keep leaving the fridge door open. What are we doing? You lift the... That's going to be a thing. Is that going to be a thing, you think? Like, once we get to a point where it's just all renewables, which, by the way, inevitable, and I'm guessing is going to come way sooner than any of us expect. You know what? I'm going to say it right here. 2030. 2030. I think there's going to be a few stubborn nations, but by 2030, I'm thinking 80% globally. That's what I'm saying. I'm putting it out. And once that happens, it's going to be like, back in the day, you used to have a camera with film, so you'd really overthink your shots. And now you don't have film, and you're just spraying, praying, just taking photos of your food. You're taking photos of your food. That's how it's going to be with energy. No one's ever going to, not that a lot of people close their doors now when they got the AC on, but no one's going to do it now. That's fine. Number 6, a decade after the Paris Agreement, new analysis reveals a dramatic slowdown in global carbon emissions growth, confirming that multilateral climate action is working. Annual CO2 emissions growth has slowed 5-fold from 1.7% before 2015 to just 0.32% now, showing that the global economy can continue to grow by nearly 28% since 2015, by the way, while decoupling economic activity from emissions. This substantial progress demonstrates that the world has effectively slammed the brakes on carbon growth, setting the stage for even faster progress toward climate targets. Right now, the only carbon-based growth that we're having trouble stopping is sitting in the White House, signing executive orders between McBuffets. A little salty this episode, aren't I? I have You know what? I have no excuse. I have no regrets. Contributing significantly to this optimistic trend is China's massive investment, surprise, in clean energy, which may have already led to its emissions peaking. Remember, I mentioned that a few episodes ago? China's renewables investment and the export of its clean energy technologies are having a huge positive impact globally. Furthermore, despite political headwinds, the commitment to net zero remains strong worldwide, with 19 of the G20 nations staying on track, and a growing number of companies and U.S. states reinforcing their net zero targets, signaling an accelerating and unstoppable global transition. And what's annoying is that once all of this gets done, and we sorted out all of the climate change deniers, we'll be able to hop on to the progress that we made despite them. And they'll be like, see, there wasn't any climate change. What are you talking about? You big liberal dummies. So upsetting. Also, I'm going to say this. Right now in Canada, there's a big controversy. There's a lot of controversy because we're trying to get oil pipelines. And there's a lot of controversy that goes around that. And everyone's freaking out about that. And I'm like, can we take a second to freak out about something slightly different? I don't know if you can hear that. There's a fire truck. Probably not. The audio editing I use is pretty good, but it's annoying. Can we focus on something maybe a little different, in that the fact that Canada is we're so focused on oil, like we're fighting the last war. Like, I don't understand how we are not pushing all our chips into renewables, because we're gonna get caught flat-footed. Guys, what are we doing? This is, I don't know. This is weird. It feels like our policymakers should probably read a book or a fucking headline, or subscribe to this podcast. Number 5, Ireland's Minister for Arts, Patrick O'Donovan, has expressed strong support for retaining the basic income program that for artists following a highly positive government report. One of the most creative things to be created by artists during this program's run, the Minister of Arts' last name, O'Donovan? That's crazy. That's way too Irish. That sounds like the kind of name like an ESL kid would make up for an Irish character during an improv scene. Do you know? I don't know. My name is O'Donovan, I guess. It sounds borderline racist. That's how Irish it is. The study found that the weekly stipend of €325 has far-ranging positive impacts on recipients' lives, helping to improve their mental health, reduce anxiety around financial precarity, and make them feel more empowered and stable in their work. Artists reported investing more time and money into their creative practice, resulting in greater artistic output. The only downside is the collapse of the shitty gigs that pay with beer and exposure industry. Fuck those guys. That's a stand-up joke. If you didn't catch that. A lot of people like to say, hey, can you come do my show for exposure? We don't have much of a budget because it's all in my fucking pocket. The comprehensive research confirms that the initiative has successfully achieved its original aims by fostering greater autonomy and a better ability for artists to plan their creative paths. Arts groups have loudly welcomed the findings, noting that the financial support has enabled artists to secure sustainable housing, address health issues, start families, and even establish pension programs. Not to be outdone, the Canadian Minister of Arts and Cultures raffled a half-full Subway Club card to a lucky Canadian artist. Number 4, India's renewable energy sector is experiencing unprecedented and robust growth, adding a record 20.1 gigawatts of new capacity in the first few months of this year, a 123% surge over the previous year. This strong momentum, fueled by a massive project pipeline, positions the country to exceed 35 gigawatts of new capacity this fiscal year. The sector's stable outlook is underpinned by powerful policy support, making renewable energy superior in cost competitiveness and highly attractive to large commercial and industrial customers committed to sustainability. Not to be outdone, Canada says they're going to put a solar panel on the new oil pipeline they're trying to build. Wow. I'm just take that. It's a pop pop. It's like 2 jabs to Canada. Moving on. Strong demand for strong demand from the commercial and industrial segments alone necessitates a future build-out of approximately 100 gigawatts of capacity. With the credit profile of the sector remaining resilient and energy storage gaining traction, India is firmly on a path of transformative growth and clean energy. That is, I feel like that's one of those, you know how some of them, they're like, you're like sneaky, you're like, that's a sneaky good news story that's going to be bigger in the long run. I'm feeling that one. I'm feeling that one. Number 3. This one, I think, comes to us from a friend of mine, Derek Forgy, I think. Thanks, Derek. And if not, uh, thanks to whoever sent this. Scientists in South Korea have achieved a groundbreaking innovation for developing a system that transforms plastic waste into clean hydrogen fuel using only sunlight. Like, that's a good news story that sounds magical. Right? Doesn't it sound like witchcraft? This new photocatalytic system offers a dual benefit. It directly addresses the world's persistent plastic waste problem while contributing to the growing demand for sustainable carbon-free energy. By creating a stable, efficient reaction that works even in environments like seawater, this technology turns plastic from a burden into a valuable resource, a process more commonly known as the reverse Kanye. The system shows incredible potential for scaling up, with simulations indicating it could be cost-effectively expanded to produce hydrogen on a much larger scale. This breakthrough represents a rare example of a photocatalytic system functioning reliably outside a lab environment, offering a glimpse into a future where waste management and energy challenges are solved concurrently. So now you can say, I'm not throwing out plastic bags. I am powering future generations. You are welcome. I'm not littering. I'm not throwing out plastic straws for no reason. There is a point, please and thank you. Number 2. Despite a year marked by global conflict, the world reached an historic high in perceived personal safety, with 73% of adults reporting they feel safe walking alone at night. This optimistic milestone, the highest since tracking began in 2006, was driven by significant gains in regions like Asia Pacific, Western Europe, and Latin America, with the latter achieving a milestone of 50% of residents now feeling safe. A small percentage of that was due to these Latin Americans no longer living in the U.S. There are also exceptional regional successes, with Gulf Cooperation Council, GCC countries, dominating the top 10 safest list, achieving safety ratings that exceed 90%. Jesus, I don't think we have that in Canada. Good for them. Leading the world is Singapore, which ranked number 1 for the 12th time. What is Singapore doing? This ranking also explains one of Singapore's favorite TV shows, Law and Order Singapore, Feelin' Fine. It's not super watchable. They just mostly hang around and give tickets to litterers. But now they can't even do that, because if you're throwing out plastic, you're just powering a future generation. Number 1. Okay, guys, this was the one. This is sent to me by a friend of mine, Deanne Smith. Thank you, Deanne, if you're still listening. And this one was, I spent like a morning, at least, maybe a few days. I don't know. I lost track of time, just triple checking this one. It is such a huge story that this was the one where I'm like, oh, I've gone insane. Like, just for a second, I was like, fuck, did I have a psychotic break? And now I'm just making up the world I live in? This is fucking bonkers. This is bonkers. All right. Here we go. The number one good news story, this week. Chinese researchers have engineered a groundbreaking new human stem cell called senescence-resistant mesenchymal progenitor cells, SRCs, which show immense potential for reversing multi-system aging. What the fuck did I just say? In a highly encouraging study, these cells were safely administered to elderly macaques, which I think is a kind of monkey, leading to a remarkable multi-system rejuvenation across 10 major physiological systems with absolutely no adverse effects. Ironically, upon learning the findings, one of the older researchers had a stroke. This positive outcome points toward a powerful, safe, and holistic approach to combating age-related decline that goes far beyond single target treatments. The key to this success lies in tiny particles called exosomes released by the SRCs, which act as the main agents of rejuvenation. These exosomes actively suppressed inflammation and restored cell integrity, effectively reversing the biological age of tissues. This discovery offers immense hope for a future where conditions like brain atrophy and osteoporosis can effectively be managed and reversed, providing a clear and promising pathway for developing therapies that could significantly enhance health and longevity in humans. Upon hearing of the results, ABC greenlit another season of The Golden Bachelor, tentatively entitled Golden Bachelor, Why Did I Walk Into This Room Again? Oh yeah, to fuck. Yeah, look, I did not spike the landing on that joke, but in my defense, how fucking crazy is that story? How crazy is that story? Listen, maybe this affects me more than you. Maybe you're one of these people. I know there's a lot of these people out there who are just fine with, oh, you know what? You get old and then you die, and that's it. And then, they got no existential angst. That's fine. I have, on several occasions, I've found myself thinking, fuck, man, if I just had, I don't need to live forever. I think living forever is like weird and gross. But just give me like an extra 20 years, extra 20 good years, and I'll be fine. I think 20 years added to the regular lifespan, I would be like, yeah, I'm good. I think I've sampled this buffet. Time to call it. And this feels like it's it, but it's not just the fucking aging. It's like the dominoes on this story are insane. Think of how many degenerative diseases there are. There are quite a few. And maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I'm just being naive, but you're telling me that none of those diseases are going to be affected by this? This is trust that they're going to be just like, okay, look, let's fucking take these SRCs and apply it let's just spam it. Just carpet bomb every degenerative illness and see how it goes. You're telling me we're not getting at least Jesus Christ. Anyways, that is it, guys. I'm gonna have to go lie down. I don't know where because I don't have a bed. I've moved my mattress. I got my old mattress right here, sitting next as I've been recording. But yeah, guys, that is it. I hope that does it for you. If you enjoyed this podcast, please remember to rate and review. For the love of God, that last story, come on, man, that's at least worth a star or two. Sign up for my newsletter. It is on my bio, and I am going to switch it soon. I know I've been saying this a lot, but I keep getting backed up with stuff. But soon I am pivoting it so that it becomes a delicious thing to look forward to. Another little shiny thing to add to your day. You can follow me at Niall Seguin on all of the socials. I have a Dungeons and Dragons podcast, Comedians and Dungeons Getting Dragons, which comes out next week, and you should be listening to it. Yeah, listen, guys, this show exists because of people like you who support it. So if you've laughed or enjoyed any of this, please think about throwing me some cash. buymeacoffee.com/total annihilation. Questions, comments, email me at totalannihilation@gmail.com. And then here's a little something thing. There's a little thing that I forgot. This was one of the things that I got side quested in because of my ADHD. This is something I was talking about when I was doing an appearance on the Beaverton podcast, and I think I'm going to follow through on it. I think we can do this. It's the idea of nationalizing one lucky billionaire. The pitch is that we're going to have a lottery on July 1st, 2026, and whoever wins, it's going to be all the billionaires in Canada, and whoever wins it will get to have their assets nationalized, and they will be distributed to the poorest people in the nation. So that's going to be kind of cool. That's going to be, I've crunched the numbers. That's at least 100,000 people. If we get the like shittiest billionaire, the one that's only got $1 billion, I looked it up. There's a Forbes list. Yeah. So I've called it Liberation Day. Liberation Day 2026. That's going to be ours. Why am I bringing this up? Because on my website, nilesagan.com, there is a Liberation Day email template that you can just copy and paste, as well as a link that you can click on to find out who your MP is. And I'm going to be sending my email very soon. So by the time you're listening to this, I will have sent my email. Guys, let's make it happen. We can send it to our MP, to Prime Minister Carney, and by 2026, Liberation Day. It's going to be a great day. That is it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. And remember, if you cannot be a shining example, be a terrifying warning. Let's get it on 3, everybody. 1, 2, 3.